All right, so it turns out that buying a home is actually not that hard, right? There is a lot to know, but it's not rocket science. So what I did is I asked 1,000 realtors for their best tips about buying a home, and this is the top 35. Let's go. All right, tip number one is get pre-approved. There's not a lot I can do to help you if you're not pre-approved, because this is really a green light to start shopping. It tells you exactly how much you can afford, and it shows the sellers that you're serious, because I'll have to attach your pre-approval letter to an offer whenever we make one. Tip number two is understand the cost. There's a lot of costs associated with a transaction like this. There's legal fees, down payment, closing costs, and you want to be aware of all this walking in so you don't have like a nasty surprise at the end of the transaction. And you want to plan accordingly, obviously. Tip number three is research the market. You got to understand the prices in the area you're interested in. Also, are the prices trending upwards, downwards, and how many days on the market homes are sitting in this area. Not only this is going to give you a good idea if the home is priced fairly, it also gives you a lot of ammunition when you sit down to negotiate with the seller. Number four, goes without saying, that find a good agent, right? Obviously that person needs to be experienced, have good reviews, know about the local market, but also someone that you can vibe with. You're gonna spend a lot of time with that person over the next few weeks, next few months. So if you can't be, completely honest or transparent or like joke around with that person, it's gonna make the experience a lot more stressful and less pleasant than it could be. So find someone that's good, but also someone you can vibe with. And obviously I would like to be that person for you, but it doesn't have to be me. Just find who that person is for you. All right, number six, research the neighborhood. Obviously, you don't want to just fall for the home. You need to find a neighborhood that's, fits with your lifestyles, that's going to support your family goals. So yeah, the home is nice, but the home needs to be in the right neighborhood, obviously. Number six, test the commute, because Google might say 20 minutes, but during rush hour, that might turn into 50. So if you just tripled basically your commute time every day, you might want to pick a different area or location around the city. Number seven, and this is a big one, you want to list your needs versus your want. Some things are a necessity for you and your family, the things you can't go without. And some of the things are just nice to have, right? It'd be nice to have a double car garage, it'd be nice to have a pool in the back, but it's not like an absolute necessity. It's very important that you make the differentiation with you, your spouse, and your family, because this is gonna lay down the framework for us to be able to find you the best home possible that fits all you need. So make sure you take the time to go through that process. It makes your life and my life definitely much, much easier. Number eight, I just told you to find a good location. I mean it, but also be open-minded, especially in the beginning of this process. You might have a specific neighborhood in mind, but the best deal might be in another neighborhood. Your dream home might be in another area that's similar. So when you start the process, at least stay open-minded, and then we can always narrow down the search later in the process. Tip number nine, hit open houses. Not only this gives you a good opportunity to familiarize yourself with homes in the area you're interested in, but it shows you the difference between listing pictures and the actual listing, because those can be really different, so it makes your shopping easier afterwards. Number 11, ignore the staging. I list properties for a living, and I can tell you staging is only there to manipulate your perception. So what I want you to do is when you go for a showing, focus on the right things. The layout, the condition of the home, and can you see yourself actually live there? Because once this is all said and done, you're gonna be left with an empty home. Staging won't matter, so focus on the right things. Number 11 is always get the inspection. I mean, best case scenario, you spend $600–700 just for peace of mind. Nothing's wrong, but then you're sure you bought something good. Worst case scenario, you don't get the inspection, and you realize that you bought a complete piece of shit that's falling apart, and you're stuck with a home that's basically worth nothing. So it's not worth it. Always get the inspection. And number 12 is kind of a follow-up to this. You might want to consider the sewer drain inspection. The sewer drain is basically what takes your sewer to the ceiling line in front of your property. If there's a problem with this, if it's a minor blockage, it's like $1,000 to have it cleaned out. But if the drain is collapsed or there's roots in there, we're looking at maybe $10,000 to $15,000 to have this repair. Always try to get an inspector that will offer that to you. My inspector does, because it's part of it, but I seriously urge you to consider this inspection. Number 13, look for energy efficient feature. Could be heat pump, could be newer windows, EV charger, or higher rated insulation in the attic, but those will not only save you on your monthly cost, but also kind of future-proof the home a little bit. And number 14, think about resale value. I know you might be buying this home and be like, oh, this is gonna be a forever home, but life happens, right? And usually, except if you're buying a very unique, and I mean unique property, it usually boils down to the location. So is the neighborhood trending upwards, downwards? What's coming to the area in 5, 10, 15 years? And that's gonna impact home values in the future. You obviously want to maintain the property and make some minor updates and maybe some major updates with kitchen, bathroom, maybe finish your basement to make sure that the value of your home not only increase, but follow up with the local market. Number 15 is understand appraisals. This is here to protect you and the bank from overpaying. Just understand it might be required of you in a downwards market, meaning when the property values are going down, or if the bank thinks you grossly overpaid for the property because they won't be able to secure the loan against the asset. Number 16, check for flood zones. You obviously don't want your basement to turn into a lake every spring, so make sure you're not too close or just sitting in a flood zone. Number 17, don't ignore the ugly home. You know, a little vision, a little know-how goes a long way. Most people might overlook this property. You might be able to get a good deal on it and turn it into something that's amazing. And number 18, check for future development. You want to know what's coming in the area, and this is especially true if there's vacant land around the area, because it might be a condo tower, it might be a Walmart, it might be, who knows? You just want to know what's coming because this will impact not only your home value, but also the general vibe of the area. So make sure you know what's coming. So number 19, down payment versus deposit. You gotta know the difference, right? Deposit is show of good faith money that you attach with your offer. It has to be transferred within 24 hours. Usually starts at $5,000 and it can dramatically increase depending on the value of the property and if there is any competition. Down payment is the cash portion that you pay of your home, right? So it's 5% up to first $500,000, then 10% from the 500 to 1.5 million, the slice, and then everything over is 20%. Those are two different numbers. Just know that your deposit will be applied to your down payment by your lawyers when you close on that property. Tip number 20 is property taxes, right? A lot of people forget to account for this when they budget for their home. So they think about utilities, they think about the emergency funds, the insurance, but especially first-time home buyer, you forget to think about property taxes and they get pretty expensive, so don't forget about it. Tip number 21, and I just mentioned it, utilities, right? I do it for all my listings. I included it in the description, the price of oil, electricity, gas, water, sewage, taxes. But if they don't, ask the owner to provide those numbers. Like most likely they will do it. It just helps you budget better. Number 22, extra mega super important. Do not make change to your financial situation between the time you have your pre-approval and the time you have the key to your home. If you do, the deal might just fall apart, right? So don't change anything. Don't go on buying a new car, changing jobs, buying anything expensive. Basically stay home and do nothing. No, seriously, don't make any dramatic change to your financial situation. Super important. Tip number 23, and this might sound counterintuitive a little bit, don't go around shopping for mortgages. What I mean is get a mortgage broker to do it for you. If you go around poking every bank for their quote, it raises a huge red flag in your file and you don't want that. So instead, get someone to do the nasty work for you. I can put you in touch with great mortgage brokers. And number 24, please don't buy a home while you're on job probation. A, most lenders won't give you any money because your file won't be strong enough. But B, this is already stressful and risky, so don't add a layer of stress and risk to all of this. Make sure that you're past job probation and you're safe, because God forbid you buy your home, you get the keys, and a week later you get laid off. You don't want that, right? So be safe, wait past probation, then buy your home. Number Number 25, negotiate smart, right? If the home has been one day on the market, don't try and lowball the seller. There's a few occasions where lowballing is the right way to do things, but just know that if you lowball, you have to be ready to lose the home, right? Because you're putting in the hands of the seller to say yes, no, or counter. And if you lowball too much, you might be insulted. But there's a whole strategy behind this, but I'm just saying, have a strategy is what I'm saying. Number 26, it's kind of a follow-up on this. Prepare for multiple offers. When other buyers get in the mix, it's shuffle all the cards. It's not you versus the sellers anymore, it's you versus other buyers. So have the strategy in place for that as well and know when you're gonna walk out. Number 27, don't rely on pre-inspection. Sometimes if they expect a lot of traffic, it's a very nice property, or they're gonna price really low, they're gonna have the home pre-inspected and give you that report in hopes that you will drop your inspection and just use this to be like contempt that the home is fine. In most cases, it's fine. You know, like most agents will use a good inspector, but you never know, right? You never know who they use. Was it a buddy that gave them like a good report? So, you know, don't roll the dice on this and actually just have your own inspection done. Number 28, know your legal rights. We're here to help you. You know, obviously me, your mortgage broker, your lawyer, we're here to make that deal go smoothly. So if something feels off to you, it's either because A, we need to explain it better to you, or B, something's actually off and we need to act. So let us know your rights, and know that your whole team is there to support you. Tip number 29, plan for maintenance and repairs. You know, when you buy the home, obviously with the inspection report, you know that some of the stuff will have to be done right away, but over the years, you need to account for stuff that you'll know you have to replace after a certain period of time, like roof, all the HVAC system, windows, etc. But B, also have an emergency fund for repairs that you can't plan for, just like nasty bad surprises. It's gonna hurt a lot less if you have money on the side for this. Tip number 30, and this goes beyond real estate really, but keep everything on file, like all the warranties, all the legal document pertaining to the transaction, all the receipts, everything in a safe place. Make copies on a hard drive. It's gonna make your life much easier if you have a claim to make or if you wanna sell the place, so keep everything handy and ready to go. So tip number 31 is talk to the neighbors. Before you buy, talk to them, ask questions about the neighborhood, but after you buy, go out there, introduce yourself, shake a few hands. This is what creates a tightly knit community, and you probably chose this area for the sense of community. So participate, go out there, meet people. Number 32, take your time. There's no rush. Take the time to see homes, understanding the process, ask questions. A hot market is no excuse to rush. It is such an important decision. Number 33, don't get too emotional. It is a very heavy process and you want to have a sound mind while going through all of it, and emotion cloud judgment. Number 34, once you have your property, start looking for added value. Basement, kitchen, and bathroom are usually when you start looking, but find what makes sense for your property. And finally, number 35, have fun. This is an exciting time. You're finding your first home or a bigger home for your new family. Enjoy every second of it. So yeah, buying a home is a lot, but with the right people, the right info, and the right plan, you can absolutely crush it. Now, if this video has been helpful for you, you definitely need to watch the next one right here. Take care, guys.